Well, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Ann DeVere, and this is Turn Your Interviews into Cash. It's a really special edition where I'm actually going to recap the entire trifactor system. If you've been with me for a while, you know how important the trifactor system is. If you're new, well, you're going to find out this amazing formula that's going to make it very easy for you to actually plan, produce, and monetize your videos. Now, if you joined me, whether through the email that I sent you or whether you joined me through Google Hangouts, you know that there is a link that will take you directly to our live page, and I expect that's where you are right now, unless you're watching us on Google+. So if you are there, please go ahead and put in some comments as we go. If you have any questions and if you have any aha moments, you definitely want to go ahead and share and ask questions. And at the end, I will stop and I will answer any of those questions you have. I will stay on until the questions are answered. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and share some great information with you and hopefully get you up and running. And some of you are going to end up on our WebTV network. And I will also tell you about that as well, because there's some great opportunities for all of us to play together, have fun together, and make money together while we're serving the people we're supposed to. Okay, so I'm really excited about what's going on, and I hope by the end of this time together, you're going to be excited as well. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go into what I call a split screen. And by the way, the technology that I'm using right now, I will share with you in just a bit. I am literally sitting in my home studio that you can easily create yourself. This is 8x8 space, literally, that I created with only $300 worth of equipment. And I'm going to share with you how you can do the same thing. Okay, so stay tuned because that's where we're heading. Now, I'm actually going to take a sip of water. And that's one thing you always want to do whenever you're speaking. All of you speakers, you know that water is something you always have to have around you. And once you get onto the camera, you always want to keep that around as well. So I'm going to give you tips as we go. Now, to be able to really make this as exciting and as fun, as informative as I want it to be, I am going to go ahead and share with you things on a PowerPoint. So to do that, I need to go into what I will be doing here, go into my split screen mode. And there you go, over shoulder, and I will be able to share with you some of the cool things that are happening. So before I go into sharing with you about the trifactor system, I want to really talk with you about what's available to you. So once I tell you what the trifactor system is and how it's going to, how you're going to plan and produce your videos, you're going to know where it's going to go. You're going to get some ideas from just this portion of it alone. So I want to tell you about what I've recently acquired as a part of our WebTV network. Now, those of you, again, you have been with me for a while, you know about the WebTV network that I've been tapped into for over a year now. And we have been working with the expert next door for quite some time. But I See Places was part of that WebTV network, and it still is, except now it's a part of our WebTV network. I am the editor-in-chief, and we are in the process of doing some major updates on the website, and we're looking for great people like you to deliver some great content. Okay, so having said that, I am going to go ahead and start using a PowerPoint. I want to tell you about I See Places. What is I See Places? So let's take a look at that. Everybody knows about Huffington Post. Well, I See Places is a cross between Huffington Post and a Hollywood Reporter, Yelp, and Angie's List for business owners. I mean, think about it. Put all those things together, you end up with I See Places. It is city specific. It's actually in over 350 cities, and it's going to be growing fast once we get all you amazing people in here contributing your great content, whether it's video tips or whether it's a full-on 30-minute show, or it's just interviews that you do wherever you are. It could be movie reviews, it could be concert reviews, it could be business owner interviews, anything that goes. As you can see at the top, well, I'm going to go, let's see. Unfortunately, I didn't set up the full-on screen on this, which I somehow slipped my mind. Well, maybe that's what I will do right now. You can see this in action. I'm going to go ahead and see. Well, kind of. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make it even easier for you to be able to see this. Look, you can see how simple this is. I'm going to go ahead and add a segment that's going to be full on here. Let's see, right there. And there you go. Now you have the full screen. How cool is that? All right. Now, so it's in over 350 cities, and it has let's see that you can have all kinds of technology. There are movies and businesses, all kinds of whatever. The entire website is clickable. So again, it's in about 350 cities right now and growing. It was founded in about 2005 by Steve Sambliss, who's a host of Hollywood Fastlane. And this is kind of what you will see when you get there now. And we're actually adding more cities as we go. So bottom line is that we have a lot going on. Some of the notable people on Icy Places, you may have heard of them already. How about Zig Ziglar? Anybody heard of him? Chuck Norris, John Stossel, Margot Howard, let's say Michael Reagan, and Pat Buchanan. These are some of the contributors that we have in our archives, and so you can be actually rubbing elbows with them. So some cool stuff is happening. And of course, like I said, we're updating a lot. So we're looking at a lot of great new content. And this is why I wanted to tell you about this. You have huge opportunities here. So whether it's in studio interviews, whether it's on location interviews, at seminars or trade shows, or whether it's, interviews like this, look at how good this looks. If you could produce videos interviewing people doing what I'm doing right now, that would be some great content, wouldn't it? So you can actually do web videos as well, remote interviews across anybody across the globe. So you're not limited to where you are. You're not limited to being in person. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. So if we're looking for business owners. Now, if you're a business owner, how can you use this? Well, in local, national, or global audiences. If you want to be in front of any of these audiences, you can. Because, it's designed to actually put whether, again, it's a report or an interview, it's designed to be either local or national or, okay, I'm getting some information here, getting feedback. Let's see if it's something of importance. Okay. All right. I am sorry. This is, very technical stuff. I wanted to make sure that I was being heard properly. Okay, so it is Icy Places, whether you're a reporter or correspondent for Icy Places, they're all over. They're over 350 cities, and that's really good for you because you can get access to the Icy Places reporters and correspondents. So if you're a business owner, you definitely want to tap into that. Again, you can go local, national, or global. So that is huge. I mean, there are over 7 billion people on the planet. Over 3 billion are online. That's a huge audience, and I'll share some more information with you on that. So this is the part that's really exciting is whether you own, online business or brick and mortar business or professional services or information marketing business, you have a platform to really interact with your audience. Okay, you can build relationships. You can, build all kinds of different platforms, groups, everything that you can think about, we can create. And the platform really is amazing. Now, if you want to be a reporter, if you want to conduct interviews, whether you want to be, interviewing people at trade shows, or whether you want to be tapping into your Chamber of Commerce and really support your group there, interview your other members, or maybe you belong to a networking group like, BNI or meetup groups even. Some of the meetup groups are amazing for this. And even your local visitors bureau, they're always looking for something special to report, so it will drive more people to the city. Well, you can actually be that correspondent and put them on our national network, so a lot of people across country will get it. Anyways, it will be really easy for you to become a local celebrity. I mean, think about it. If you're interviewing all the business owners in your city and you're talking about the events that are going on and special happenings and special, mentions of the notable people in your city who are doing some amazing things, you are going to be the local celebrity. Everybody wants to be interviewed. So think about that. Pretty cool. Okay. So the good news is that when you're on Access to Experts. Now, Access to Experts is my show. That's the one we've been helping business owners get on TV for about 10 years now. My goodness. And so if you're on Access to Experts TV, you are going to be on Icy Places. You're going to be on GVN TV, and you're going to be on, that means you're going to be on Imagination TV. And Imagination TV, I'm going to actually zoom in on this. Imagination TV is really tapped into a huge network of over 500 million viewers. And that means that if you are, again, if you are on Access to Experts being interviewed by us, if you're on Icy Places or if you're on Imagination TV, whether you are being interviewed or whether you're the one conducting the interviews or you have your own show, you can be seen on Time Warner. We just signed a deal with Time Warner to be in 96 million homes, Imagination TV, and the Dish Network, Cablevision, and you see everything else that's there right now. So there's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity for you. And don't worry about how it's going to happen. It all kind of happens just because it is a huge network, and there's a big shortage going out there. Now, what you saw is not all there is to it. Actually, WebTV is checkout TV. When you're in a supermarket and you see them slicing and dicing that fabulous, dessert, or they're putting together some salad that you absolutely have to have. And when you're in a fast food restaurant and you see the video playing, and how about gas station TV? My goodness, you're pumping gas and there's somebody talking to you. Well, let's take a look at how you can use that one alone. Now, gas station TV alone has 52 million monthly viewers in over 3,000 stations and growing fast. So think about it. If you just have a 30-second video tip that you give us and we put it on gas station TV and send them to watch the whole interview. Now, let's see what it could look like here. Now, let's just take the subject of stress. Anybody who's driving is stressed, right? Okay. So if you're a health and wellness expert, could you put together a 30-second, tip on how to de-stress, while driving? Yes, you can. What about business growth expert? You could actually put together a little tip on, is stress stealing your money? Come on, think about it. Reduce productivity, poor judgment, it makes you make poor decisions. And what about relationship and communication expert? Hey, easy. Is stress destroying your relationship? Well, you get the picture. You know what I'm talking about here. So let's think about this. You have a lot of opportunities to be seen and heard in front of thousands of people or millions of people, depending on your topic and what you're doing and how you're creating content. So you can actually be a regular contributor with us. You can just give us video tips. There's so many ways, and you're going to find out about some of them. But let's just take a look at what's happening. I want you to get really excited about this because things are moving really fast in the web TV world, okay? So I'm going to zoom in again so you can see these numbers really, really good. Now, ad spending in the USA alone, this is not even a global, in the USA alone, traditional TV ads were about $68.5 billion in 2014. Well, in 2015, ad spending on traditional TV, and we're talking about NBC, CBS, and Fox and all that, is $79 billion. So it's growing. So people are spending more money. But take a look at this. Digital media ads, and that's us on web TV. In 2014, it was like $6 billion. Now, 2015, it's 52.8, $53 billion. Look at how fast it's growing. And they're looking for great content to advertise, which is, it's a no-brainer. I mean, think about it. If you have a choice of spending your money on a TV show, Would you rather put it on a TV show that has 1 million viewers, or would you rather put your money on a TV show that has 1 billion viewers or has 200 million viewers? It's a no-brainer. Well, companies are doing just that. They're investing their money in fast-growing TV shows. And guess what? There is so much more that you need to know. In YouTube, okay, YouTube alone, 300 hours. You know what? I'm going to go full screen on this again. Really want you to see this. 300 hours video are posted on YouTube every minute. Okay, every minute. That's a lot of video going up. Well, there are over 1 billion users, and viewership grows up 50%. The viewing hours is growing by 50% every year. And that's because better videos are going up and more people are getting used to using it. But here's something you need to know. Half of the YouTube viewers are on mobile devices. So your people can be watching you and watching your tips as they go. But here's the big one. Only 9% of small business owners use YouTube. Only 9%. Think about it. 1 billion viewers, only 9% of U.S. small business owners use YouTube. I don't know about you, but I see a huge, huge opportunity here. Don't you? I hope you do, because this is huge. So basically, if you are willing to give us some information, if you are willing to share your expertise with us, you are going to be able to not only get on icy places, but you have an opportunity to actually be on our WebTV network with over 500 million viewers. I know it sounds so big, but it's not. All you have to do is do what you do. All you have to do is share what you already share. You conduct teleseminars, you conduct webinars. What do you share with people when you go to networking meetings? What are some of the tips that you share with people? That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Think about it. Matter of fact, Access to Experts, the entire interview is all about what are some of the mistakes people make when buying products and services, and what are some of the things we should know. And those are the kind of videos, those are the kind of interviews that are really needed on not only the Web TV network, but on the traditional television. Think about it. Think about Dr. Oz. All he does is share information on how to avoid some pain, or what the next product is and what to do. That's what we're looking for. You can do this. This is what you do. You solve problems, don't you? You're great at what you do. And this is what this whole thing is about. I hope you're really excited about it, because now I'm going to tell you how all of this pulls together. I'm going to share with you the trifactor system. So actually, let me see if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick check on our Facebook there. And let's see, if you have any comments, you have any questions, please go ahead and post just below the video, and I will be looking into it a little bit later. So let's see, any comments, any questions? Well, it's taking a little bit time to actually load up. So anyways, I'm going to go back to the training, and this way I will take a look at it later. So go ahead and post your questions, okay? Post them, I will look at them, and we will be answering them. Okay, now on to the trifactor system. What is the trifactor system? Well, the trifactor system is get ready, get on the set, get paid. What is it? Well, that's the foundation of everything we teach, everything we do. So the big question starts with, before we do anything, what is it that you're looking for? What do you want? Do you want bigger clients? Do you want to be speaking on bigger stages? Do you want a #1 best-selling book, or several #1 best-selling books? How about sold-out events and bigger product launches? Well, or do you want to just make a bigger difference? Maybe you have a nonprofit that you would love to support, or you have a nonprofit yourself. So whatever that you want to do, TV interviews will make it very easy to do that. It will do that for you and then some. TV is the biggest platform. It's the most intimate you can get with people, with your audience, without being in the same room with them. So, and being in live seminars, being at live events, well, you can only reach so many people at live events. With TV, with WebTV, you have a global audience. So this is huge. So now let's go right into it. What does it take to turn your interviews into cash? And I already said it's the trifactor system. It's the video production and monetization system. What exactly is it? Well, factor one is get ready. So before you do anything, before you shoot a minute of video, you need to know what you're going to do. You're going to be prepared for it, right? You have to get ready for it. Well, the very first thing you do, step one, is positioning. You need to decide, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be known as? What is the title you want to go after? Okay, so it's very important. What is your specialty? You know, it's like, for example, Susie Orman. Everybody knows Susie Orman. She helps the average person to manage their finances. So think about it. Who do you want to be? And by the way, what I'm walking you through right now is the fast track version of it. I'm just giving you steps to go through. There are 12 steps, and I will dive in a little bit deeper on some of them, but obviously I can't dive in all of them. But I want to tell you what they are so you know how they fit in together. Maybe some of these you already have ready, and maybe some of them you need to actually put into place. But I want you to know what they are, okay? So first one is deciding on who you want to be. So you want to be the go-to expert. You want to be the number one speaker, the number one expert in whatever it is that you want to do. Well, once you decide that, then you have to make sure your mindset is catching up with it. That's when you have to step into your celebrity self. Now, I know that a lot of us see the possibilities of what web TV can do, what television does, just TV interviews in general. You know, once you start being interviewed on any kind of television, you are going to be asked to actually present and be interviewed on a bunch of other ones. So you have to think big. Well, your mind needs to make sure it's caught up with you. So if you're thinking about becoming a world-renowned expert, then you need to make sure you are stepping into that celebrity self. And there are some fabulous exercises that we can do. But I want you to think about this. You already know what a celebrity feels like. If you have ever walked into a networking meeting that people knew you and said, "Wow, look at you! There's Sue. Everybody knows her. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see you. Come here. I have to introduce you to so and so." Well, now you know what a celebrity feels like. When you walk in a room and people know you and recognize you, you're a celebrity in that community. Well, the community can be a nation. Nation can be a globe. So you can become a world celebrity. So when you know the feeling, you can actually use it in all the different areas too. Okay, now step three. This is the biggie. This is blueprinting your interviews. What are you going to be doing? How are you going to be doing it? What is the purpose of it? You have to think of all these things before you even shoot your videos. You need a plan before you build a house. You need a blueprint, don't you? Think about it. Yes, you do. Okay, so the first thing you want to start off with is identifying your most profitable product. What are you going to be showcasing during those interviews? What are you going to be talking about? Because I don't know about you, but we have several products. But who is it that you really want to attract? That's the next question. Who is your most profitable audience? So once you know the product you really want to be known for, the service you want to be known for, you want to know who is your ideal and your most profitable customer. That makes your most profitable audience. Then you need to identify your style. I'll dive into this in just a second. This is something, that nobody really talks about. And then you need to actually identify your guest experts, and you need to know your interview topics. Okay, so once you know your interview topics, it becomes very easy to identify the experts you want to have, experts you want to interview if you're the one out there interviewing people in your community. But what if you are the one, you're out there, you're going to be interviewing, and you're going to be also interviewed. You need to know your ideal interview format. How are you going to be showing up? If this sounds a little confusing, don't worry about it, because guess what? Once you know the format of an interview, you can actually use it to be interviewed yourself, or you can use it to interview others. So when you are at a, let's say, okay, let's go back to your chamber of commerce, or let's say a trade show or a seminar, you can easily walk up to somebody and ask some questions if you know what the crucial questions are, what the most powerful questions are that are going to have people listening. Now, if you know what it takes to get people to listen, wouldn't you be able to use that same format for you when you're being interviewed? Well, once you tap into our icy places with all the reporters that we have, you're going to be asked to conduct a lot of interviews, and you're going to be asked to be interviewed. So get ready. Okay, so now let's take a look at it. I told you I was going to dive in a little bit more. Now, your style, I'm going to go full screen on this. Okay. This is something, like I said, people don't really talk about. What is your style? Are you the educator? Are you the curator, or are you the critic? This is really important so people know what to come to you for. Like, for example, the critic. If you want to know about a movie, don't we go watch? We know a movie critic to find out what they think. Okay? And so it's really important for them to know what to come to you for. So the educator is exactly what it sounds like. Somebody who is educating. The educator usually is teaching something already pre-written, pre-approved curriculum, or it's something they've invented themselves. They have developed the entire program themselves. The curator is someone who gathers information on a particular topic and then distributes it, makes it available for the public. Think museum curator, okay? So, and of course, the critic is, like I said before, think food critic, think movie critic. Now, we all have all these in us, but what is the one that you are, predominantly functioning from? What is the place where you're coming from and who you are? Well, I can tell you that I am the curator, educator, and then the critic. Okay, so I'm curator. I gather all the information. I have put together all this great content for you, gathering from traditional television, gathered information from web TV and information marketing. I have done all these things in business marketing. So I put all these together and came up with this particular content. So I hope you get it now. Based on that, decide who you are. The movie critic, for example, or if you are the critic, you can say, well, I do the research and I have figured everything out. I have tested the products. I have tested the services. I've tested the technology. I will tell you what it is, whether to buy it or it's a waste of your money. Okay, so that's the critic speaking. In my case, I tell people, look, you just come to me. I've already done the research. I figured out what works in traditional TV. I figured out what works on web TV. I figured out on how to put all this together and make sure your business is growing. It's supporting your business. So come to me. I'm going to do all the gathering for you, and I'm going to tell you exactly what works and how to do it. You get the picture, right? Okay, so what is your style? You can go ahead and put some comments below, okay? I will be looking at them. Okay, so let's see now, your ideal talk show format. And well, if you're going to be interviewing people, you want to know whether you want to be a solo host, whether you want to have a co-host, or whether you want to have a panel discussion. This is if you're going to be doing interviews yourself. What is your best way of doing it? Like Dr. Oz and Oprah, they are solo hosts, and they always have different guest experts that are coming in, right? And co-hosts, Kelly and Michael, they're co-hosts, they're permanent co-hosts, and of course the panel discussion, you see The View, and of course the doctors, shows like that. They all have pros and cons, but you probably you probably want to start off with being a solo host with some guest co-hosts, and there's a big reason why. That's a little tip, but just start with that. Okay, now your ideal interview format. If you're going to be interviewed, okay, if you want to be interviewed, again, what are we looking for? You want to be interviewed in a studio, okay? Now, are you ready to be traveling to all the major TV studios? Maybe not. Well, if you're always at seminars, if you're at trade shows, so on-location interviews may be your best interview format. And if you really don't like to travel or can't, or have limited time, or you want to interview people across the globe because that's where your clients are, that's where your colleagues are, well, then you want to be doing the remote interviews. So you probably want to use a combination of all three, but know in advance what's your best shot. Because if you can't really travel, then you definitely don't want to be focusing on going to all these TV stations to be interviewed. Yes? Okay. So this is, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the fast version. This is the fast track to putting all this together. And I'm going fast. There's a lot of information. I actually could do 3-day trainings on each one of these topics. That's how much content there is. Okay, so the step 4 is your message. Okay, great guest experts. They know how to say what they're saying in a real succinct way, in a very powerful way. They know how to move people to action, but they know how to speak in sound bites. Why? Because I'm going to go here, take a look at this. Great guest experts know how to speak in sound bites, and that comes in really handy because every talk show segment that you get on is going to be pretty short. Traditionally, talk show segments are 3 to 5 minutes, and news reports are anywhere 1 to 3 minutes. I can't tell you how many times I've had people tell me, "Oh, I was on a TV show." I said, "Well, great. What happened?" We said, "Well, the time went really fast. By the time I got to really talking, they thanked me and they got me off the stage." And that will happen to you over and over again if you don't know how to speak in sound bites. Very, very important. So, sound bites. What do you want to talk about? You have to decide in advance. So, you need to think about your script. You need to be thinking about your hook, your body, and a call to action. So, the body is to grab people's attention and have them want more. The hook is to grab people's attention and have them want more. The body is to educate them and gain trust. This is where you deliver some great content. What I was saying earlier. What are some of the misconceptions people have about your industry or the products and services that you provide? And you need to give them a compelling call to action. If you only have 1 to 3 minutes to speak, there is no way you can deliver everything, right? So you want to make sure you give them more of what they started with because they will want more information. So the important thing about this is that if you have this right, oh, actually, I want to read this for you. Let me go full on. Okay, this is from Susan. She's actually a specialist. She's a coach on natural leading. Now she had been marketing for a while, but this is what happened as soon as she started using the 9 touch point system, which is what we use. The very first time I changed my copy to Ann's 9 touch point system, people responded immediately. Not only did they contact me, but it was the emotional intensity of their reaction that was so different. It was almost like they had an aha moment and realized that I had something they absolutely needed right now. Now, this is really important. Your message is really important. What's going to make people want what you're offering? The only thing that's going to make that happen, if they know how they're going to benefit by listening to you. If you give them enough information for them to know what to do. Why am I doing this training here? I want to make sure you have enough information to get out there and use this information. I'm giving you enough to go out there and use it. You can actually do this on your own. So whether you join us on any of our programs or not, you're going to be able to walk away with some great content. All you have to do is put to use what I'm sharing with you right now. In this hour, I'm delivering a lot of very powerful content if you implement it. Okay, so whether you join us or not, please use this information because it's very powerful. So let's move on. Step 6 is make the camera lovely. Look at this. It's step 6. We're not even talking about the camera until we get here. So basically, either you're mesmerizing your audience or you are repelling your audience. Well, how does that work? Well, how you show up on camera is going to make people either want to watch more of you or they're going to want to click away. That's the thing here. Okay, people either they're going to like you or they're not. And a lot of it has to do with how you look and your body language and your energy level and how passionate you are about what you're talking about. And of course, the content has to be good. So what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to give you some tips here, okay? That's going to make it really easy for you to be powerful on camera. You want to dress for success. What does that mean? Well, you want to dress according to the audience that you're interacting with. Okay. Now, my clients are speakers, artists, coaches, and consultants. So we're very casual. Very few of us actually, wear suits on stage. So I'm not dressing in a business attire because this is my major audience. Okay? Now, think about it. If you had a plumber show up at your door wearing a three-piece suit, a little strange, isn't it? There you go. You get the picture. Okay. So watch your body language. Okay. Now, when you see somebody, in real life sitting across from you slouching, you can tell they're not really feeling good. They're not energized. You can tell, the confident body language, and you know when somebody smiles, you know when somebody's grouchy. So all the same things apply. They're just a little bit more magnified on camera. And the only way you can do this is really practice to get the perfect one for you. And turn into your natural voice. Whatever you sound like is fine. Don't try to be somebody else, because here's the one thing. When you are in your natural voice, that's when you're going to be most comfortable. And also, if you're trying to be somebody else, you can only carry it for so long unless you're working with a voice coach and it becomes a permanent change. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now. So whether you like your voice or not, just be comfortable. There are a lot of really great exercises that we have actually in the program itself from a voice coach that come in very handy. But please, just be yourself. That's all. And of course, you want to be able to look natural. You want to have a balance of putting enough makeup on so you are seen on camera, but you don't want to look like a mannequin either, don't you? I mean, come on, think about it. Overly made up doesn't really work for us. It doesn't look natural. And there is something to be said when we are paying attention and taking advice from somebody. We want them to feel real. So manage your look, manage your body language, and manage your voice, manage your energy, and you'll do great. Okay, so factor 2 is get on the set. So far, all we've been doing is getting ready to get you on camera. Getting ready to get you on camera. Now, you're going to be getting on camera, and I'm going to be sharing some information with you on this. So you are the video producer setting up your home studio. I'm going to using third-party software, shooting your interviews, and broadcasting on Google Hangouts. These are some of the things we actually cover in a production aspect of it. Time being what it is, and teaching technology during this segment is not advisable, but I am going to share some information with you on how you can set it up so you are ready to go with a $300 studio. Here, I'm going to go full screen on this again. Okay, so basically your home studio for under $300, and this is what I'm using right now. So you have a webcam. Okay, you can get a Logitech webcam for anywhere from $70 to about $200, and they are great. You want to have an external camera because you're going to be able to manage colors and all kinds of stuff, and I'll show you in just a second. And also a headset. The headset that you see right there, okay, that's the one I'm using right now, and I will show you. Take a look at this, okay? This is the headset right there. It's, believe it or not, this is the phone. It's a phone headset. It's a Plantronics phone headset over the ear that works beautifully. It's like $40. Okay, $40 for it. And lights. You can get some umbrella lights for about $60. And look at you. This is the most important thing are the lights. That's what I have in front of me. And also, behind me is a green screen. And the technology that I'm using to do this, literally, you pay $25 every 3 months. Or, it's like they even have a sale for like $70 for the year. No, I'm not kidding you. Watch this. Watch this. Look, behind me is a green screen. There is a tatami, an Asian screen, and then a green screen in front of it. Look at the effect. And it's amazing what you can do with technology. So did I mess you up a little bit? I hope you're getting excited about what you can do, because we don't need those big things out there, the big old cameras. We don't need a huge crew. And as a matter of fact, using what I'm using right now, I was asked to present at the Digital Hollywood Conference. It literally, they came up and asked me to even train this association of national TV producers on how I'm using this. He said, "Are you kidding? By yourself, you did the work of 20 people he takes in the studio." I said, "Yeah, I know." So they invited me to train the TV producers. I'm telling you, this is powerful stuff. Take a look at this. Now, Going back to the camera, why do you want to be using an external camera? Well, if you set up your lights just right, and now I have two lights in front of me, and if you set up your camera just right and know how to adjust the colors, you can go from this to this. Again, I'm going to go full screen on this so you see the difference. That's Barbara Wainwright. The basically the first one is a camera that she used on her laptop. The second one is a camera, Logitech webcam, external camera, where you can actually adjust the colors and the focus and do some really cool things with it. So what do you think? Are you convinced? And this is like a $70 camera that she's used. Okay, so let's get to it. This is getting very exciting. I hope you're getting very excited about it, because you can do this. You definitely can. So basically, and I just showed you. I'm in an 8x8 space, and look at the look of it. Okay, so ready, set. Now we're going to go into factor 3. This is the monetization. So far I have showed you how to plan and how to set up your home studio and to conduct interviews and be interviewed. And what's the third? Get paid is the third part, okay? Step 3. Now, I want you to understand that having your own TV show or conducting interviews or being interviewed, you have to know why you're doing it. What is the purpose of this interview? How is it going to turn into cash? Well, you're not doing interviews just because you want to be on TV. I mean, if you just want to do that, of course, you can do that for the fun of it. But I'm guessing that you want to get more business. You want to get more clients. You want to make a bigger difference. You want to have a book that everybody reads and benefits from. Whatever you want to do, you need to have a reason behind it. Somehow it's going to turn into cash. So what's the plan? A lot of people say, well, I want to make $1 million. Well, great. How are you going to do that? Well, let's just say the 100,000. Okay, if you want to make $100,000 from your book sales, or from the program you just launched, or from the seminars you're doing, how are you going to make that? How many leads do you need? How much should you charge? And what should your profit margin be? And these are just 3 of the 7 questions that you need to ask. And the business growth calculator actually does that for you. In a program I have already completed it. But if you just ask those 3 questions, it's going to make a huge difference. Most people don't even ask about the profit point. Seriously. It's amazing. So what you want to start off with is that, do you want more clients or do you want more money? I'm serious. Of course you're going to say you want more money, but sometimes you just want to really build your following. So the purpose of the interview, the purpose of you going on TV, is to get a lot of people signed up into your membership, right? You want to give away a lot of free prizes to get a lot of people signed up. So that's the purpose of that particular interview. That's the reason why you're presenting to that particular audience in your marketing. So this is where you want to make sure you're paying attention. So what is the purpose of it? What are you going to offer? Okay, very important. Or you want to do both. So now, the next thing we want to take a look at, step 9. Wow, this is going really fast. This is great. Okay, your marketing blueprint. What you want to take a look at is your multi-funnel blueprint, your goal, strategy, action. Well, how are you going to be marketing this? Where are people going to be seeing it? How are you going to be getting those leads? So let's say you want 500 leads a month, from your calculations. Where are you getting those 500 leads from? You want to make sure that you are strategically reaching the maximum number for the amount of money you're spending. So you're making the most amount of money, maximum profit. Well, think about it. If you are creating an interview that you maybe did at a trade show, and you send us that interview, and he goes on Icy Places, and he's going on, let's say, Imagination TV, then he ends up on Time Warner, then you end up being picked up by some others who want to interview you, and this is just one trade show interview, or this is one on location interview, or you're being interviewed yourself. You're giving great content, you're sending it to us, and maybe you're auditioning to get on Access to Experts. Again, if you're on Access to Experts as a guest expert on my show, and by the way, you can go and apply to be a guest expert on accesstoexperts.tv. accesstoexperts.tv. You just click on the audition and it will tell you exactly how to do that. So I'm giving you all this information because we're looking for guest experts. We're looking for show hosts. We're looking for citizen reporters. We're looking for video tip providers. So are you getting it? So whichever way you want to develop a video, you are going to be having a platform to distribute that video. maximum exposure, maximum profit. So knowing where you're doing the video is key. I want you to plan ahead of time because I want you to keep creating the videos, right? So, and this is one thing that you're not going to be hearing other places either. Okay, this is the co-op marketing. What is co-op marketing? Well, you want to think about your co-op collaborative. Who's going to be on your co-op collaborative? Well, what is that? Your co-op collaborative are, you want to think about who else does your audience need to be supported by to be successful. Like my speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants, they want to go from where they are today to, let's say, to the Today Show. They want to be a global expert. Well, they need to be supported by, let's say, image consultants. Maybe they need a publicist. Maybe they need a publisher for their book. So these are the people in my circle. These are the people in my co-op collaborative that actually work with me to support my clients. So who do you work with to support your clients? So they don't have to go anywhere else looking for anything. Well, guess what? Those are the same ones that you can be doing co-op marketing with. So if all of us are creating a web TV show together, all of us are conducting interviews, and all of us are marketing together and sharing the leads, guess what? That same client is being supported by everybody. It's a one-stop shop. Think about it. They have everything they need. It's just like those big law offices where, if you're whatever you need, whether it's family law, business law, whatever, they're all there in one place. You go to a department store, everything you need is there. You get the picture, right? So who is in your co-op collaborative? Are you supporting your clients the way you should? Are you making sure you're picking the right, co-op partners to support them? These are all the things that are your responsibility. You have to make sure you take a bigger responsibility as to who you're introducing your people to. So once you know how to put together your list of possible co-op partners, then you need to know how to approach them. What are some of the things you can do? So I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper here to give you an example of the wedding industry. Once I give you this, if you don't get it, I would be shocked. Okay, so this is going to change everything for you. So pay close attention. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go full screen on this. Okay, so let's just take the wedding industry alone. Okay, now who does the couple need to be supported by for that wedding day, just to get married? Who supports that couple? Well, how about the wedding planner to start with? Okay, the jeweler, you have to get the diamonds. Of course, you have to get the diamond ring. You have to get the engagement ring. You have to get the wedding band, and the bridal shop. You got to get the beautiful dress. Of course, invitation vendors to get the people there, videographers and photographers to capture the beautiful day. And the reception halls, of course, and the baker for the cake, and the caterer for the delicious food, and the florist can't have a wedding without flowers, and the limousine services, and of course the travel agency to go on that honeymoon. So think about this. This is just the wedding industry, just the wedding industry. So if a wedding planner wanted to have a TV show, do you think they could get enough guest experts? They probably know 10 jewelers and 10 bridal shops. They could have a lineup of all kinds of great guest experts. And guess what? These are the people that would also want to be, doing co-op marketing with, sharing the guests, supporting the bride and the groom. These are the people that they would be marketing with. And it's just amazing what happens once you start thinking outside the box, so to speak, and start thinking about really supporting your people. And that's what I want you to do. When somebody comes to you, take responsibility for their success. Make sure they have everything they need to have a successful experience. Okay? All right. So let's move on here. Now, who else would your ideal audience need to be learning from? Well, I just actually kind of covered this. And mine is the mindset expert, image consultants, video producers, and social media managers, and media trainers, a publicist, a publisher, TV producers. Now, these are the people that I'm supporting. But, if it feels like you're managing a lot, guess what? You don't have to work that hard here. I'm going to go here a little bit. So each one of them has a circle of their own. So if I wanted to just, get a script writer, or somebody to shoot videos, somebody to edit the videos, all I had to do is Take a look at the video producer. They probably have some really great people that they work with. You see this? Okay? So you don't have to manage all of them. All you have to do is choose the right person, and they will be managing groups of their own. Think about this. So if you have a circle of 10 people that you like to work with, and they have a circle of 10 people, themselves, or make it even a smaller circle. Think about it. It's already multiplied. It's huge. Okay? You're going to have a great network to support your clients with and market with and make sure everybody's getting great information. This is a perfect example. These are some of the people that we have, that I've interviewed on, uh, it's on in our members area. These are some of the experts who have expertise in areas, or they excel in areas, or I really like what they're teaching. I agree with with their ideas, and I know it's of added value to my people. So I bring in other experts, and everybody that becomes a member of our association, they actually get access to all these interviews. Very cool. You have to think long term. You have to take responsibility for your people. So basically, again, the co-op marketing on our network, how does that work? Once you join our co-op marketing, I'm going to actually go full screen on this as well. So you join our WebTV network. Let's say you get on access to experts and you get on IC Places and GVN TV. Well, I will get you out there, but there is something that you're also doing too. So everybody that gets on the network, they're marketing their show, they're marketing their interviews, because they're spreading the word about the interviews that they've been on, interviews that they're conducting. So everybody that's on it, they're doing it, getting the word out there, spreading it to their networks and their social networks. And I am marketing the channel itself. We're doing all kinds of publicity. We're doing all kinds of social media marketing. Do you see how all this works? Everybody benefits when you are really coming from a place of collaboration. Okay, so this is how co-op marketing works. All right, so let's go back to, there's some more stuff that I want to share with you. And here we go. We're on oh, that's not supposed to be double there. Interesting. Okay. Well, step 11 is multi-channel publicity. Now, here's how this works. Basically, you start going from, you get going, then you get on TV, then you get on social media, then you get some, some traction, you get on radio, and there's publicity going on. Everybody's going to, starting to market together. Do you see how all of this works? Okay, now all of a sudden you're everywhere. One touches the other. And that's actually what happens with social media and publicity. You need to, once you get out there, you need to get the media to love you. Are you interacting with the media? Well, they're interacting with you. You're rubbing elbows with them every day. If you're not getting interview requests, they're not seeing you. That's because you don't have videos there. That's because you don't have interviews there. You don't have interviews of you being interviewed. You don't have videos of you interviewing others. So you need to know what they're looking for. Okay? They're looking for the information I've been sharing with you. Share content, share valuable content, look and sound great on camera, and know how to spread the word. When you're being interviewed, start telling other people about it, because everybody who is out there has anything to do with the media, they want it, spread all over. They want to be on all kinds of, different places. They want to be on websites. They want to be on different blogs. They're out there looking for you, and they want to share your message as well as you sharing their message. So let's see. So let's say you want to create a media page. A media page is basically a web page where you have your sizzle reel with all the different short little clips and pictures of you being interviewed. You want to have, a book on it and the cover of your book. You want to have some of your interview topics. So you need to start grabbing some, topics around, like, choose at least 4 or 5 of them. Look on media to see how others are, interviewing, what topics they're using. So just do a little bit of work and put that on your media page. Create some great interviews. So step 12 is all about you're on the air. Now what? What do you do? Well, you start using those interviews. You start building your circle. Think about it. Once you start creating videos, the first thing you want to do is decide How are you going to get yourself out there? You're going to be able to clone yourself. Have you ever said, I wish there were two of me? But guess what? You can have hundreds or thousands of yourself. You can have a whole media team. You can have a sales force. You can have trainers. Your videos can be anything you want them to be. So you create some marketing videos and you have a marketing team. You want to create some sales videos, you have a sales force. And of course, the training videos, they become your trainers. Think about it. Videos, you can clone yourself. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to go full screen again, and what I'm going to do is take a look at I'm going to take a quick look at the website and see if there are any questions. I'm going to actually what I'm going to do, those of you who are ready, I'm actually going to go ahead and put a link here. And you can even join me on the Google Hangout to ask questions. Let's see. Do we have any? For whatever reason, it's taking its sweet time uploading. Let's. Okay, I see some questions here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have something from Avita. It sounds awesome. I am a health and wellness coach, have a lot of health tips to share. Well, that is absolutely wonderful, Avita. We are looking for health and wellness tips. We don't do 30-second commercials. We do 30-second video tips. Nobody wants to watch a commercial, but everybody wants a tip. So definitely, we want you. And all of you, if you're already on this page watching this, above there are 3 videos that I have put together that go really in depth with all this content. So watch those videos, and on the fourth one over there, it says learn more. If you click on it, it will take you to the page of our Turn Your Interviews into Cash page, and there a lot of information there as to what the program is. You have a choice of working with us online. You have a choice of, coming to the 3-day intensive that we have coming up actually shortly. So there's all kinds of ways where you can use this content. And there's a lot of free content. So, just use this information. And yes, definitely send us your tips, Avita. You want to go to accesstoexperts.tv if you're ready to submit. If you think you need some training, you want to brush up on your interview skills, then you definitely want to go ahead and take a look at Turn Your Interviews into Cash. So you basically have a choice here. Go ahead and audition, or send us, send us your videos, or go ahead and sign up for one of our programs. But definitely be sure to use this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go ahead and post the link for where I am. So if anybody wants to join me in the Hangout, you can. I love answering questions, and I know this is kind of a surprise here that I'm doing, but I figured if anybody has a question, I am posting it actually right now, the direct link. If you click on this link, you will be able to join me in the Hangout. There you go. So those of you that are online watching, and you're not commenting, I don't see many comments here. I don't see any. So if you do want to go ahead and click on that and join me on, in the Hangout, you can. We can do a little bit of strategy, like a little laser coaching. But let's see. Is Avita the only one who really has a question about all this? Wow, that's shocking. Oh my goodness. But anyways, so I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes and see if anybody wants to join me. All you have to do is click on the link, and you can actually get on and interact and ask a question, make a comment. Okay, so let's see. I better refresh this. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. No comments, no questions. Avita, I answered yours, and if you are posting comments on our Google page, I'm sorry, I'm not tapped into that, so I'm not even able to see it. Let me see if I can just get there and do that before I say goodbye. But if you have any questions, you can always come back. And those of you who are watching this on the replay, definitely go ahead and post your questions because we will be watching, we will be following, and I want to make sure everybody has what you need. So no, okay. I think let's see. I don't think there are any other questions. I don't see any more. So bottom line is this, that we we need you. We can support you in getting out there so people know who you are, so you can make the difference you're supposed to make. I mean, let's get real. You have a gift that you're supposed to share. You have a gift that you should be compensated for, so you can go and share it with more people. Because if you are not doing what you love, it's a hard way to live. If you're doing what you love and you're not getting paid for it, then you're not helping enough people, because you need to be able to take care of yourself so you can go and help more people. So, I mean, I love being able to donate my time to help people. But if I'm just giving away all my talents, how am I helping myself? How am I going to find the time to go help others? So this is a good, really good way for you to be elevating your expert status in the global marketplace. So you attract some of the high-end clients who are happy to compensate you generously for what you do, so you can take some of your time to help the people who really need your help but can't afford. So now you have people who really need your help who are able to pay you, and then you can do some special trainings and special, you can even set up some scholarships for other people. There's all kinds of things you can do, but you need to get out there in a way so people see you. Think about it. What would happen if people saw you for who you really are? What if they knew how brilliant you are? What would happen? What would be the impact on your life? What would be the impact on the lives of the people that you love? And what would be the impact on the people you are supposed to serve who don't even know about you yet? Think about it. How much more money would you make right now if you were really communicating with an audience of thousands or even millions? Think about what would happen. That's how powerful this platform is. And this is the perfect time. This really is, it's a time that will never be repeated again, because it won't. This is a unique time in history. This is when WebTV, traditional TV, everything is coming together. So you definitely want to go check out, turn your interviews into cash, and learn how we do this, learn how to leverage this, because right now we're looking for experts. We're looking for you. We need you for especially on the icy places. They're just acquired icy places, and we need content, and we need reporters. We need support for the network, and you need support. We have the people to see you, and you have the content our people want to see. I think it's a perfect mix. So now, again, there's so many ways you can actually learn this, and to make sure that it's really affordable for everybody. I mean, the online program alone, which is really, really in depth, and the online program, it's tri-factor system, the 12 modules, and all the guest experts, everything that's there, that's the foundation of everything we're doing. So that program alone is very, very, very powerful. It's only $497 right now. So you definitely want to go there and take advantage of that. And if you feel you're ready to join us with a 3-day intensive, it's just a little bit more. But go and take a look at it. Get started. Get started. Where you just want to start setting up your home studio, like I've just showed you. And there's all kinds of in-depth training videos on it, on how to not only how to set up your lights, how to how to use the software that I'm using to do this alone. And how to edit your videos. There's all kinds of content. Even if you don't want to edit it yourself, you want to be able to know how it's done so you can communicate with video editors. So there's all kinds of information there. And you also become a part of the Global Visibility Association. There's all kinds of support there too. It's a huge community. So not only you get on icy places, you get on GVN TV, you become part of the Global Visibility Association. So it's a huge opportunity, and I hope you're going to be jumping on it and taking it. So I'm going to check one more time to see if there are any questions about this, because this again is a huge opportunity, and I would love for you to be able to take advantage of it. And let's see, any uh, any questions? Just want to give it one more. And no. Okay. No. Okay. Well, having said that, I am going to go ahead and just checking in one more place right now, because it's very unusual not to have questions here. So I am. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. Maybe there is a glitch in the system, but whatever it is, there are all kinds of questions. So let me see. Okay. Well, we got somebody red hair. Great content. Well, thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're going to be using this great content, and I hope you're going to be joining our WebTV family and making history with us. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Ann DeVere, and this is Turn Your Interviews into Cash. And if you're watching us on the replay, feel free to go ahead and post the comments. Even with the replay, we'll be following up. If you have any questions about the program, the July event is coming up, July 10th through the 12th. It's at our studio in Los Angeles. So feel free to check it out, and it's all on the website, turnyourinterviews.cash.com. And again, be sure to watch the training videos that are just above this video. There's in-depth, training, 3 videos, and also find out more. We'll tell you more about the program, and also more about the 12-step system and the trifactor. That's just awesome. So anyway, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. I'm Ann DeVere, and this has been another episode of Turn Your Interviews into Cash. Bye-bye, everybody.